Were you at the greatest comeback in OU football history?
Yeah, Charlie Brewer. I think you guys may have turned his brain into hamburger meat after that, so thank you.
I was on the road to do a show in Tyler. The opener, he rode out with me in the car. He's seen me this last hour and a half just mad. Like, I'm mad. They kick the field goal, they win. The opener, dabs me up, and I whisper in his ear. I'm like, OU came back and won. And he pulls away, he looks at me, he goes, what? I go, yeah. And then I just grab the mic, what's up, Tyler? And it just changed the whole night. Because I don't know if I would have been able to do a show.
Yeah.
Being, that pissed off.
Do you guys mind if a white boy get comfortable real quick?
Get comfy, white boy.
What do you got to do? Oh, you are not.
My goodness.
Well, welcome, Michael. Welcome to an episode of the Comedy Virgins podcast. Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Should be a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
I think you might be the most professional comedian we've ever spoken to.
Well, what are we considering professional?
You have shelves behind you.
Okay. All right. There we go. Hey, and they're built in, too. I didn't even build them.
What?
They just are stuck onto the wall.
Like glue?
I have no idea. I didn't build them. They were here when I moved into the house.
Whoa.
Yeah. Big time.
That's got to be the best way to do it.
Yeah, you just moved in. It was already there for me. There's a desk already built in. All this good stuff. I just had to put my stuff on it. Not gonna lie, guys. I don't like to brag, but I got a built-in desk.
I don't even know what that means.
I can't take it. It means that when I move, I can't take it with me. It has to stay with the house.
Someone should put that on a t-shirt or something.
Honestly, that makes you even more the most professional comedian we've ever spoken to because you can move somewhere.
Hey, there's a lot of comics that can move places. They just move their car from parking lot to parking lot.
Yeah. The modern mobile home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, how you doing, man? We watched the special. It was fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Loved it.
really.
Thank you so much.
Really fun. Really funny. You filmed that in Frisco?
Yeah, we filmed it at the NAC Theater in it's almost like the downtown Frisco area. If you're familiar with Frisco at all, it's kind of like where FC Dallas's stadium is at, behind that area.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there's a little 200-seat theater over there, and so we just rented it out and packed it out and had a good time over there.
That's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah.
How does that, how do you even do that?
Do what? Just you book a theater or pack it out or film the special?
Yes.
Which question? Which one specifically?
All three, please.
Okay, so we'll start with the space.
Start with the beginning.
Yeah, start with the beginning. So there's a guy named Travis Wright that runs a podcast called I'm a Fan Of, and he also has turned it into more of a production company as well.
Cool.
He did Lawrence Rosales' special Trina back in I want to say they
24?
filmed it in 23 and then it came out in 24. So Travis and I had been talking for, probably about 5 years about doing this project. And we finally decided last year, or maybe about 15, 16 months ago, that we would do it in 2025. So started looking at spaces, found the space out in Frisco. They had a really cool setup to where we could basically transform the theater the way we wanted to. We could have it for tons of hours before the show. They hosted the ticket sighting, everything like that. They just kind of made it super easy for us. And essentially the theater was ours for almost a day. So Travis and his team went in there. It was him and two other guys. And the theater was already pretty. But they went in there and they changed the whole stage up. They put curtains up. They changed the lighting. Made it look like what it looks like if you see on the film. Looks like a completely different spot. So We made the decision. What was interesting was, like I said, we talked about like 5.5 years ago. We talked about doing the project. I knew the name of what I wanted to call it. I called it Blended Feathers, and I knew I was going to call it that. But at that time, I didn't really even have all the material. So I'm really glad we didn't do that special 5 years ago, because it just would have been a bunch of random jokes with the one joke that the special was named after. Okay. But instead, what it turned into was an hour of a through line joke with almost more of like a story, a start, a middle, an end. And it kind of turned into more than what it would have been 5 years ago. And so maybe I think it was like 2 years ago, I got approached to do a half hour special through Open Bar. If you're familiar with them at all, they're an online comedy production company that does tons and tons of specials for different comedians, and they do half hours. So I went ahead and I filmed that back in May of 2024. That released January of 2025, and that was just a bunch of jokes that I was ready to get rid of. And then once that happened, I started working on the full length special. So spent 14 months just kind of traveling around the country trying to work on that material. And then we shot it back in December of 2025, and it came out a month ago. So pretty happy with the way it came out. It looks amazing. I think Travis did an unreal job. I've said this on a couple of podcasts, just talking about the production quality, not what I did, but not speaking on what my part of it, but just the production quality. I think we produced the best independent special to come out of Dallas.
Yeah, 100% could see that. Especially like, they've got the multicam, it's switching back and forth. There's closer shots on you. The color grading is like fantastic. Did a really good job with that. And then it just very good, solid hour. Very funny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree. You have any before and after photos of what the Knack looks like? I've not been there personally.
If you go on to my Instagram, I posted kind of like a maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago, where I posted this thing where it shows a picture of me sitting on a stool the day that we went to go do the camera check back in November, and then a picture of me on a stool from the special. So what was interesting is I get a text message. So we went in November. We met the camera crew up there, like the head camera person. He came. He brought his camera, and they filmed a couple of things just so that we could get an idea of what it was going to look like on film. And I get a text from Travis like the next day or so. And he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "I want to change some things, but it's going to change some of the things that you wanted to do on the night of the show. Let me know if you're okay with it." Because I was really, I have a theater background, so like I had a lot of details that I wanted to happen for the actual show, not necessarily like the recording. Like I wanted the people that came to see the recording to have a different experience. So like, for example, I had a playlist that I played the hour leading up to the show starting. So it was exactly an hour long, and it was all music that was either the hour was inspired by, or that I listened to while I was writing the hour.
Can I ask a quick follow-up question to that?
Yeah.
Was it just that song from Aladdin on repeat for an hour?
No, I don't even think that was on there, which is funny. Now that I think about it, it wasn't even on the music. It was like a couple of. It was like a. Do you know who the Starting Line is? They're like an
not
emo.
Familiar.
Okay, they're like a punk emo pop band from the early 2000s. So like there was one of those songs. I think there was like a Dashboard Confessional song. There was a song from the musical that I talk about in the show. Like this, there's like a bit that I do about a musical rehearsal. There's a song from that in there. There was a couple different hip hop songs. There was a song from the band or from the R&B group that I talk about in the special. So just, different stuff like that. So I was
Linkin Park.
So I wanted, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying Linkin Park.
Yeah, there was a Linkin Park song. Yeah. And so there was like just a lot of different things like that. And what I wanted to do was I wanted there to be this video that played right before the show started. And it was going to have like different Easter eggs in it of things that I was going to be talking about in the special. Right. And Travis knew that was important to me. So he was like, hey, I want to put these curtains up because it's going to look a lot better if we put the curtains up. Do you care more about what happens the night of the show or what happens on the special? Like, right? Like what's your goal here? You want it to like your thing that you're trying to get to happen for the night of the show, or do you want the special to look better? And I was like, well, I want the special to look better. He's like, good. I was hoping that was the way you were going to answer. He's like, because if I put the curtains up, you're not going to be able to do your video because the projecting screen was on the wall. So we were going to cover it up with the curtains. And I was like, all right, we won't do the video then. You know what I mean? So there was just a lot of things that they did. And then he just kept sending me these different things. He's like, just trust me, it's going to look a lot better. And then when I showed up for sound check that afternoon, it was like a whole new space. And it was just him and two guys that did it all. So it was insane.
Was it kind of like when in Harry Potter is trying to go to Diagon Alley and he accidentally says Diagon Alley?
If I had ever seen Harry Potter, I bet you it is like that. So I'm going to just trust you that it's 1,000%. Like,
yep. That's a great reference.
I don't know what you're up to right now, but all I'm going to say, Griff, is mischief managed because you got to chill, dude.
Reach.
Right. All right.
Sorry to interrupt you with a little Harry Potter speak.
Hey, I'll take it anytime. Anything you want to talk about, man, it's your podcast.
It's going to be probably a lot of Harry Potter.
Okay, cool. I'll just make it up as I go, right? I'll just yes and you.
Yes. Michael, what I was relating to pretty hard was the what's it called? The
racial ambiguity.
Racial ambiguity. I've been getting that a lot these past few years. Everyone thinks I'm half Mexican. I'm not Mexican at all. I'm just Italian and Irish. But I know it's a different level here. But yeah, hearing those jokes, I like that a lot. That was funny.
Sweet. Where are you? Where do you live at? Do you live in Texas?
I live in Austin. I'm from Connecticut.
Okay. So how long have you been in Austin or in Texas in general?
I was in Fort Worth for 4 years, and I've been in Austin for like 4 months.
Okay. So did the people thinking you were Mexican start when you moved to Fort Worth?
Yes.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. So it's like for me, it's wherever I'm at. They think like, my mom being from Louisiana, people in Louisiana would think I was French, like a dark French, because they have a lot of French that live there, right? Sure. If you're up in the Northeast, they're going to think you're Italian. Here, they think anybody that has dark hair is Hispanic. Like that, they cannot. They've started to figure out that Indians exist. But even when because I grew up in the Dallas area, and even growing up, like kids that I knew that were Indian, like they thought they were Mexican too. It's like what? Come on, guys! Like put something together, man. Like not figure it out.
That makes so much sense. I don't know how I never thought of that. It's regional.
Yeah, it's all regional. It's just like all these different parts of the country are all racist, and they don't know anything, and they just think like, oh, if anybody has dark hair, they have to be this one thing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
and 100% true. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, in New England, you're just a regular run-of-the-mill WAP. And then,
yeah.
Thanks, man.
No problem. But here, you're somebody here.
What would you say? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. That really clears up a lot. Michael, you mentioned that you were going around the country for this hour, right? Were you in the Northeast at all? You go up to New York or?
No, I didn't go Northeast. I did Last year I did Florida, obviously Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, New Mexico, Arizona, Tennessee, Washington State, and I can't remember where else. But yeah, I didn't go to the Northeast at all.
Mm-hmm.
Did I do Colorado last year? I can't remember.
I'm sure you had your reasons. I'm just not sure I'm going to be a fan of any of them, so I'm not going to ask a follow-up question on that.
What were you going to ask?
Why didn't you go to New England?
I don't think I got the opportunity. It's not that I didn't, the clubs did not hit me up, did not respond to me. There's one in Maine that I've gone back and forth with a couple times that they've never given me actual dates. Dude, it is a wild game you play with bookers. Like in a way, you have to almost be in like a clinger. You got to respond so many times. Like there's this one club, I won't say where it's at or the name of it, that we have literally been going back and forth on dates for what feels like 2 years. And it'll be like, hey, can you work this date? And I'll be like, no, I'm unavailable. And they'll be like, oh, send me your dates for these 3 months. And I'll send them like 11 dates. And then we won't talk for 4 months. And then I'll like follow up like once every like 3 or 4 weeks, hear nothing. And then all of a sudden they'll pop back up again. Like, hey, can you work this date? Oh, sorry, no, I'm booked that weekend or I have something going on. Here's another 11 options for you to choose from. And then nothing. And response, follow up. And then bam, they pop back up again. Hey man, can you work this one weekend? So yeah, so that's a lot of it.
How do they get anything done?
I don't know. Well, because there's 1,000 of them, or there's 1,000 of us. If you think about that, as comics, there's thousands of us just hitting them up. So I think that what probably a lot of them do is they probably just reach out. Like, let's say they need to fill one weekend and like maybe someone falls out. They probably are sending that email to 10 people and whoever responds first, they're giving it to.
Yeah, to them, we're just a number.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of how probably I would do it too. Let me just throw this out to a bunch of people. Whoever responds first, they get it because they don't want to chase us down.
I feel like that's kind of why a lot of us got into this game. We want to be chased down.
You like being chased down?
I like a good game of chase here and there.
He's not very fast, so he likes being caught more than anything.
I also like to push away as well.
Yeah, you're like you're the worst tag player of all time. You're always it. You're just letting them tag you.
Oh,
like,
like
guy, Griffin, you gotta run away. He's like, no, I love being tagged.
Yeah.
Why does this guy just give it up so easy?
I think you may have just shut me down, Michael. I'm probably gonna have to think about that for a long time.
He's like, Mike. It's like Griffin's it again. I stay being it.
The game ends with you. I'm never playing tag again.
It's like the guy that like when people are like, "Hey, who's filling out? I need someone to fill up the dishwasher," and everybody else is yelling, "Not it." Griffin's like, "I'm it. If you need me, I got you. I just want to be wanted."
Never miss an opportunity to be somewhere.
Mm-mm. What other? Were you a big wiffle ball fan, Michael?
A fan of wiffle ball?
Yeah.
Like to watch it or to play it?
To play it. That's an important distinction.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, I don't know if I've ever actually watched it, but definitely loved playing it growing up, man. There was wiffle ball that we played a lot with my group of friends, but there was this other game that we created that was called Hot Box. And what it was literally we just played. You had two bases. And you would play with 3 people at a time, and one person was in a pickle the entire time. And you would have to just like go until either they got you out or you were able to get safe back to to the base. Because you couldn't be safe back at the base you started at, right? But you would have to get to the base. So we would play that at one of my buddies' houses, who actually moved to New England. He moved to Massachusetts after our 7th grade year. He moved to Longmeadow. It's like I think that was the name of the city. I never went to it. But yeah, he had a brother that was a year older than us, and we would play that game for hours. The best is when it would rain. Oh, you get to play that game when it would rain. One time, these fools, dude, bad little kids, man, just like very disrespectful to their parents. Like I remember I'd go to their house and they would do things to their house, and I think the difference is that like it was them and so it was 3 boys. And that house was just insane. I loved going over there because the rules compared to my house were completely different. You could just do wild things. Like one time, they were like, "Hey, we're gonna go play hot box." It had just rained, and they were like, "We're gonna use these couch cushions as the base pads."
Oh my gosh!
And I was like, "I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think your mom's gonna like that." Right? You know, like I'm just like normal, like, oh my
She's
God,
gonna
is
kill
the
you.
right. Yeah, the right reaction was, oh my God, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, she'll be cool with it. And I'm like, all right, you know your mom better than I do. And we go out there and we play for our hours that we're always playing. There's mud everywhere, grass all over these pillows. She got home from work. She was not cool with it. We got into so much trouble. She was I never seen. She was like the sweetest mom ever. I never seen her get mad at all. She lost it on us, and she's like, y'all aren't coming in the house like that. She made us hose down in their front yard. We're like, 5th, 6th grade, something like that. We're hosed down. We're in our underwear, just getting humiliated. And I just remember that just ruining that poor woman's pillows.
Oh,
that's a fun tag at the end there. Did anybody ever point out to you that and I don't mean this to be disrespectful if you haven't thought about this, but it kind of sounded like you might have invented the game of cricket.
Our game?
What?
Is that? I feel like that's just cricket.
No.
Just forever pickle running back and forth?
Is that actually, what I don't know anything about cricket. Obviously I know they use a paddle and they wear like shin guards or something.
They do.
The ball is a lot different. And I think can't they bounce the ball when they pitch it or something? But there was no batting or anything. All it was 2 fielders and a runner. And so we would just start off, like you would just start off running. And then, sometimes what would happen is like so-and-so would overthrow it and then you'd immediately be safe, right? You know what I mean? Like, or whatever. So then you would be out and then now you would be the fielder and it would just like rotate constantly. Dude, basically we were like one of those P90X women's boot camp, those like boot camp like workouts that people are doing. We basically invented
for
that,
sure.
If you think about it, it's like a nonstop cardio.
My goodness,
that's also basically the ending to the Sandlot. When
we
Benny
were
the Jet Rodriguez.
Oh, true. Yeah, the Jet.
I don't know if they had a dog or not, but I can't remember if they had a dog in there. But if they did, we would have destroyed that dog.
Cujo. Next door.
Hercules.
There you go.
Hercules.
Yeah. What's his name?
Have you ever...
how old are you guys?
I'm 26.
26?
I knew we were going to say it at the same time. I'm 27.
Dude, I am so happy that the Sandlot was part of y'all's youth. Because I'm 40, right? And so it is amazing to me that the Sandlot has stood the test of time, because even like my daughter is 12 now, and I think I showed her the Sandlot when she was 4, and then my buddy his oldest son is the same age as my daughter, and we like took them to the movies to watch it because it came out as like a re-release. Cool. It's like because there was sometimes people make fun of the Sandlot. They say that it's actually not that good of a movie, and I think they don't understand movies.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we absolutely love movies. It's I think 90% of what we talk about on here.
Really?
That comes up a lot. But also, like with the Sandlot, with 4th of July, when they go down to the field at night to play under the fireworks going off. Ah, man.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
How can you look at that movie and not want to
You-
invent a game of hot box?
Can I be honest with you though? What I always thought was bad coaching by Benny the Jet is that because he's essentially the coach, right?
For sure.
But he's always batting as well. I mean, most of the time he bats. We really only see the other kids bat when they're doing that scrimmage against the rich kids,
Yeah.
and when the great Hambino bats maybe once or twice in the Sandlot game. So Benny's a righty, okay? So if anybody is a baseball fan, we know that Benny is more than likely going to hit the ball into the left field most of the time. Why does he put the worst player in Smalls in left field? They should have put him into right field, where the ball more than likely was not going to go unless Benny was hitting Oppo that day.
That's a great point. I mean, maybe he was testing him. Maybe he wanted him to
character development.
Maybe he was trying to get him in some reps, like it was like like death
sink or
by fire
swim,
type thing.
He's throwing him in the deep end without a hot lifeguard.
Yeah. When I started watching the movie again as like a 30-year-old, I started like breaking things like that down. Like, hold on a second, why are they putting him in left field? They should just hit him in right field until he learned how to catch the ball. Or maybe it was Benny just wanting to show off to everybody that he had the ability to hit the ball into a person's glove. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Whoa.
that doesn't get talked
Whoa.
about enough. Everyone wants to talk
Yeah.
about, the hot box, the pickle that he does, or that he steals home at the end of the movie, or that he breaks the cover off the ball. That stuff's impressive, but I think the most impressive feat of athleticism is that he hits the ball 220 yards exactly where he wants, 220 feet exactly where he wants it.
Oh my gosh.
Merlin's beard, that's impressive. I know we said we love a lot of movies. 90% of the time we just talk about Harry Potter. That's what I want to.
It's not. It's a new development.
I think I've seen 30 minutes of one of those movies.
Oh, you should take a gander. Matt watched them all this week in the lead up to this episode, so he'd be fresh with references just for you not to understand them.
And I would
It's
do
a
it
real-
again.
It's a real
I'll
dastardly
definitely
game he
watch them,
likes
and
to
you guys
play.
will have to have me back on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Things are going to make a lot more sense.
I could do like a book report or something.
Why
Oh,
did
there you
Harry
go.
Potter put Ron Weasley in left field?
Just get ready for breakdowns like that. One of my buddy and I that run a podcast called the Sonny G and Mike P Show. We rewatched. God, what movie was it? It was with, I think it was Chris Pratt, and who was the female actress? It might have been Scarlett Johansson. I don't 100%. It's where they're on this like ship, or they're on this like spaceship, and they're all supposed to go there. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. Yep.
Yeah, and we
he,
rewatched
wakes her up and things.
Yeah, he came across it. I mean, the movie came out in like 2017. He came across it and watched it, and so that I went back and rewatched it. It is the wildest movie I have ever seen, and it is breaking down. There are a lot of like character issues that you have to ask yourself on there. Like Chris Pratt, basically. Have you seen it, Griffin?
I've seen a full-length synopsis.
Can I spoil? So, are you care if I spoil it?
Go for it.
He essentially like kills this woman. I mean, he doesn't, but he does, because they're on this like ship where they're supposed to wake up like 1,000 years from now, and then like go back to the world how it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to be, and something happens where he like wakes up all these years early, like hundreds of years early. He's not supposed to wake up, so he's just on this ship, and nobody And so all these people are asleep, and he kind of like falls in love with this girl because they have all the profiles, and he goes and watches them. So he watches her profile and he falls in love with her. So he makes the decision, and he's like talking to the AI robot. He becomes like best friends with the robot and stuff. And he's talking to them, and he decides to wake her up. Like the robot's like, you shouldn't wake her up. Like let her, go on. And then he ends up waking this woman up, and they obviously fall in love because she thinks it's fate as well. And then, of course, finds out that his ass woke her up. And it is literally, when she finds out about it, your skin crawls. It's so creepy to think, because then you start thinking about it. It's like, this dude was watching her while she was sleeping. He learned her profile of all the things that she liked, because they didn't know each other. He knew her. Not really knew her, but he knew, you know what I mean? And she didn't know him at all.
It's like
That's definitely watching.
One-sided Hinge.
That's like the Nolan movie, which for some reason I can't think of right now almost. What's the Matthew McConaughey movie with the...
Are you nuts?
I know. I got no names today.
The only thing they have in common is that they're in space.
And they're sleeping. You know, they have like the
Sure,
powering
they
down.
take a nap.
It's like that, but if he was like really creepy.
Interstellar.
Thanks, man. Thanks for making me feel bad and then telling me the answer.
And then giving you the name of it. What a great friend. What a great co-host. Great teammate.
You're so lucky we're recording right now, or I would have let you fall flat on your face in front of a guest.
Michael, is it like Interstellar but worse?
I haven't seen Interstellar. You know, here's the deal, guys. I haven't really watched a lot of movies in the last 5-ish years. I don't know what the reason behind that is. I think that unless it's a Pixar movie, I really haven't gone to a movie in a while.
You want to talk Pixar? We'll talk Pixar with you.
We can talk Pixar. You know, we can talk. What's y'all's favorite Pixar movie?
Pixar. Oh,
or Disney. I could do Disney or Pixar. I mean, they're the same thing. They're interchangeable at this point.
Monsters Inc. or Nemo.
Nemo, the original Nemo?
Yeah, the original Nemo.
Or Finding. That's the one where they try to find him.
Yeah. He's missing.
It's like, what's that other movie with the other fish? It's like Finding Dory, but worse.
No, it's better than Finding Dory. That's where you're mistaken.
I think so.
What did I say?
Nemo is better than Dory. I mean, they're the same characters. It's just the sequel.
Yeah,
but worse.
I think
I got in an argument a few years ago with a coworker of mine who was probably roughly about y'all's age, and she was trying to claim that the like that Aladdin, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, those movies were y'all's generation's movies. And I was like, no, they were not. I'm not saying you didn't watch them, you didn't enjoy them. I was like, but they literally came out when I was like in elementary school. You weren't even a thought at that point. What are you talking about? I mean, we got in this argument. We were at a conference in Las Vegas, okay? Mm-hmm. At our company had like rented out this suite on the top of this hotel that we were going to be hosting all these like very top dollar clients. And it was before they were getting there, and her and I were screaming at each other before there's like, and it not like in a way like where we were actually mad, but it was such a heated debate. Like the CEO of the company was like, I need you guys to stop getting this hyped up about the Disney movie. We have $1 million customers that are about to come in to this suite, and I need your focus to be on that and not whose generation gets to call ownership over the Aladdin, Lion King, Beauty and the Beast trio.
You guys are going to mess this up over Aladdin.
Yeah.
First you come in here, you talk all this nonsense about New England, and now you're going to sit here and you're going to try to tell me that those movies weren't made for me? Are you out of your gourd, pal?
They weren't. It's not that they weren't made for you. They're just not yours. That would be like you guys trying to trying to claim the Larry Bird era. Are y'all Celtics fans?
Yes.
Okay.
Fuck you,
like
Griff.
that you're trying to claim the Larry Bird teams are yours and not your dad's. Like, you know what I mean? Not that you don't get to enjoy Larry Bird. You don't get to go look at his statue and everything like that. And you don't get to watch the old highlights. You don't get to get proud. You don't get to talk trash to Laker fans and say, we have Bird, right? Like, you get to still claim him. But that would be like you and your dad sitting there talking and you being like, no, Jayson Tatum's not my era. Larry Bird's teams are my era.
Yeah, I get it. I see where you're coming from.
I've
Griff, there's no good
been
example for you because the Knicks aren't good at anything. Basket.
All right.
Go ahead.
First off, buddy, I truly believe this. I think you might have the emotional range of a teaspoon. All right.
Damn it.
Here's the thing. Oh no. I may have
you
lost
forgot
the
it
original
because you
point.
had to.
This is why I like finding Dory better.
I can't remember why though.
I just
Are you
gotta
not
keep
a
swimming.
Celtics fan? You're a Knicks fan?
Yeah, I'm a Knicks fan.
Okay, so we
mainly
could use
because
the same. Like you, that would be like you trying to argue with your dad that Patrick Ewing's are your team, and then not Jalen Brunson.
Okay, so now I understand the argument you're trying to make.
You know what I mean? There you
now
go.
That you've put it
but
in
also,
terms that I can understand.
as
Thank you.
as a Dallas sports fan, Jalen should be ours. I should be enjoying what Jalen is doing right now, not freaking Knicks fans.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Yeah, that was. Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
at the same
we gave him
time,
the spotlight, and you guys tried to hide him in a corner, and he was like, "Nah, I'm the king
I think
of New York."
a lot of that had to do with his dad. You know what I mean? Like, you can't. How do you compete with dad?
For
If you
sure.
have a good, if unless he didn't like his dad, you're not going to be able to compete with that.
Dang, we both kind of did something to them. You guys took Brunson and we won the NBA Finals. I'm so sorry,
That
Michael.
doesn't-
I'm sorry to even bring it up. I'm so sorry.
that finals loss doesn't sting to me, because I don't think if you are you probably that was an amazing Celtics team, so you probably weren't paying much attention to what was going on the Western Conference on the Western Conference side of the NBA. Us getting to the finals that year was our championship, because that wasn't a team that anybody was.
Did you guys
thinking
hang a banner for the Western Conference Finals win?
I don't know. Do the Knicks do that when they get out of the first round, or what?
It's been discussed.
There probably is a banner. I mean, I think most teams put a Western Conference Finals banner up there. They're not. I mean, they didn't give out rings, but
Fair enough.
I think that as a fan, that was just like a magical run. And then obviously, what happened 8 months later was a bigger sting than losing in the finals. And Luka being traded was the sting more than anything. Like, I think that Celtics team is criminally underrated. I think that might have been one of the best teams in the last 20 years. I mean, that was a really, really, really good team. So much of the fact that, like, y'all's best player didn't even do anything, and y'all still beat the piss out of us. I mean, Jayson Tatum was a role player in that league, in that series.
Yeah, he was getting like 13 assists a game, but like he was like facilitating.
Yeah, it was insane. But can we? And I want you to be honest. I want you to look inside yourself. I want you to take your Celtics glasses off. Okay. All right. I want you to look inside and be honest with us and all your thousands of listeners. Tatum is corny, right?
Take the glasses off before you
No.
answer.
No, you know what?
Not that he's.
I've got an argument
he's not a
for
great
this.
basketball player, but he's corny, right? Like, you wouldn't kick it with him. Like, if it wasn't for his basketball skills and you met him at an open mic, let's say he's an open mic comic. That's
Glasses off here, Matt.
No, glasses are off. And I have thought about this a lot. Do you follow baseball, right?
Yeah, not as much as I used to, but yes.
You know Aaron Judge, Yankees, Yankee
Oh,
superstar.
oh,
That guy, shut the fuck up, dude. Aaron
what are you
Judge doesn't
doing?
say a word. He's got no personality. He's an absolute superstar. Doesn't say anything interesting. He's just like a blank vessel. That to me is Jayson Tatum. They have nothing interesting to say. Nothing fun's going on, but they are good at their sport.
No, that's not Jayson Tatum at all. Jayson Tatum is so cheesy. He literally he's trying to make a viral moment at all times. Have you've definitely seen those TikToks or those reels where
That
it
was all on
shows
like
him,
one day.
where it shows him literally
But the
trying to
glasses
like
are off.
redo. It's like, what they gonna say now? What they gonna say now? And then he's like doing the Steph Curry, and then he's literally
He
doing
did
the
the KD.
KG.
Yeah, Kevin Durant.
Anything is possible. It's like, come on, man. Like, be your own. He wants there to be a moment so bad that people can look back. He's super cheesy. Great basketball player.
But I would say all of those happened on one day, and I can't name anything else. Like he has been so boring his whole life that when something good happened, he didn't know what to do, so he tried 5 different things that have already happened.
But it makes you feel like that he was like sitting at home. He's like, okay, we're up 3-1. What's gonna be my moment when we win either tomorrow or 2 days from now? When we close this out, what's gonna be my moment? Okay, I'll try all 5 of them.
Yeah,
And it's-
0 for 5, by the way.
And
yeah,
I'd like to clarify. Yes, Aaron Judge is
Boring
a
as
blank
shit.
wall. Yeah. But I think there's a lot deeper thoughts going on. You look at his eyes, he's always thinking about something, Sometimes it
about
might be
how
the function
nervous
of
he
a
is.
rubber ducky. Other times it might be, am I really the king of New York, or did Jalen Brunson just steal my throne? But at the end of the day, he's locked and loaded up here. Where Jayson Tatum, he's just thinking, who knows what,
What did Steph Curry do yesterday that I can do today?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Griffin, are you from New York?
All my family is.
Okay.
My mom grew up
I
in
think
the,
it's
in the
always.
Bronx.
So where did you grow up?
A little bit in North Carolina. So Carolina Panthers fan. Everything else is New York. The indoctrination
Gotcha.
train started a little bit.
Hey, you grew up
After
in
my-
Connecticut.
He asked the question, so I answered it.
I always find it interesting, like how sports fans, like sports fandom is made, because like I went to school at Oklahoma. I went to OU, and so many of my friends that I went to college with are the most. They don't have any until the Thunder. There was no professional sports team, so they just have the most random allegiance. Like my roommate was a Chiefs fan for football, which made sense because Kansas City. I found that a lot of them, they're either Kansas City sports fans or they're Dallas, just depending on what part of Oklahoma they're in. If they're in like North Oklahoma, they're Kansas City fans. If they're in like the southern part, they're usually Cowboys fans. But he's like a Braves fan, a Chiefs fan. Now he's a Thunder fan, but like he liked the Raptors. Whatever, right? Just random. Another one of my, he wasn't really a friend of mine, but like acquaintance of mine was a Bulls, Yankees, and Dallas Cowboys fan. I was like, well, yeah, okay, yeah, because you grew up in the '90s, so of course, like you just
For
picked
sure.
all the good teams from the '90s.
I like to
Those are your
win.
favorite teams, Or like I always would find it hilarious growing up living here in DFW. And there'd be like random Lakers fans. It's like, have you ever been to LA? Like, why are you a Lakers fan? We have an NBA team.
Yeah,
They got to be different.
where we grew up, it's very strong lines with New York and Boston because we're 2 hours from each, and a lot of families then like move to our areas like as the suburbs almost.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like split across the state, like Boston,
Yeah.
New York. We get a lot of shit for that from both
The
sides.
the western half of the state is, I would say, probably more New York. Eastern half of the state is a little bit more eastern, and north is more Boston.
And we're like dead center at the bottom.
Yeah.
Did you guys do comedy at all when you were out in the Northeast, or started it when you were in Texas?
When we were in Texas was when we started.
What
Matt's done a
made
little
you
bit
want
more.
to start doing it in Texas?
Location.
Also,
Actually, it was all just timing.
Okay.
yeah, we talked about starting it like a year before we actually moved. We got an apartment back in 2022 in Fort Worth. So we were probably talking about it a year earlier. I was thinking moving
Yeah,
to Boston. You were thinking moving to like North Carolina again or something.
Yep.
Then we ended up getting an apartment that like
We
March or
became
whatever.
boy roommates.
Yeah.
What brought y'all to Fort Worth? What was the decision to come to Fort Worth? Was there a job, girl, comedy? Just picked a random place?
For me, it was job. I went to Baylor, and after graduation, leaving Waco, I was applying for jobs all over the place, and Fort Worth was the first one that gave me a job offer, so I took it, moved up there, and then, like 8 months later, Matt, you moved down?
Yeah. Yeah, and I work a
Baylor.
remote job.
How did you like Baylor?
I loved Baylor. It was awesome. It was
That's cool, man.
very different than Connecticut, but I like living new places and getting to know new areas, and Texas was kind of checked that box.
It's interesting to me. So a job I had, and a job I had for a little while, we did a lot of work with the sports management program, or the sales. I don't remember what it was called. But it was like a sales
like S3.
Yes, we did a lot with them, and I would go and talk to their classes there, and it
cool.
was interesting. Yeah, it was interesting. Talking to a lot of the students afterwards. So many of them were from all over. Growing up in Texas, I assumed that most of the people that went to Baylor were probably from Texas. But most of the people that I've met that I didn't already, that have gone to Baylor, it's like from all over the country. Probably because you gotta have a lot of money to go to Baylor. And Griffin, that's telling me a lot that I know about you, big guy. And if we need some money, I know where to go to.
If you could tell me where, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I bet you soon you're gonna have some of those built-in shelves.
Do you mean that?
I think so, or at least mom and dad have to have them. Someone in that family has some built-in shelves somewhere.
We'll track him down and we'll make sure he's invited to your wedding, Griff.
Thank you.
Hey,
that's
Griff,
right
question
there.
for
That's
you.
why you're my best man.
What year did you graduate from Baylor?
21.
Okay. So that was that right before or right after the national championship for basketball?
Right after.
Right after. So
it was my senior
year. So
year.
you got to see it.
I did. Yep. I was.
Did you get to go to the games?
So I was not at the national championship game. I was at the Sweet 16 game and the Elite 8 game. I was president of the organization who ran the student section my senior year. So I was at I'd say 95% of the home games that year. And then decided to watch the national championship at Baylor with everybody.
I'm sure that was a ton of fun too, though.
Oh, it was
watching it.
Magnificent. Watching it in the stadium with everybody. Yeah, it was dope.
Oh,
absolutely.
Shit.
We watched it at the football stadium on the big screen.
We had a run like that. So I graduated from OU in December of 2008. So that was when if you're a huge college football fan or not, that's when Sam Bradford won the Heisman, and we lost to the Florida Gators in the national championship. So that was Tim Tebow and Bradford and Colt McCoy were the people.
Goodness gracious.
People that were going back and forth for the Heisman, and that was my last semester of college. So every weekend was this just like back and forth of who's going to make, because that was before playoffs.
Sure.
So it's only top two go to the national championship. There's no other, but anyone gets into the championship. So what was crazy about that year, if y'all are super young, so you probably don't remember this, but that year we had lost to Texas by like a touch. Like, well, I know how much we lost. We lost by 10 points, but that score was a lot closer than that because the game went back and forth. They kicked the field goal at the very end that made it a 10-point game. So we lost to Texas 45-35. At that moment we were ranked 1, they were ranked 5th, and then we flip-flopped. Well, then they went down to Lubbock about 3 weeks later and lost to Texas Tech. So Texas Tech now was undefeated. Texas had a loss. We had a loss. And then Tech came into Norman as the number 2 team in the country. We were number 5. We beat them by 40-something points. And it was insane.
Freaking moose
mumps, buddy. Yes. And then so we now flip. So now there's a 3-way tie for the Big 12. And so the way that the Big 12 championship happened, the way they would choose the game was whoever had the highest BCS ranking would get to go to the Big 12 championship that year. Okay. So it comes down to the last weekend. Texas is playing like an unranked A&M, like they had like 3 wins, and we're playing like a top 10 game against Oklahoma State. And if y'all remember anything about the BCS, a lot of it was an algorithm. So it would take into consideration who you were playing, ranking, stuff like that, and then you would get points. So since we were playing a top 10 team on the road, and Texas was playing a unranked team that had only won 3 games, their win meant nothing. So we go to Oklahoma State, we win that top 10 game. Now our little point thing, we get ahead of them and get to go to the Big 12 South championship game, win that. That gets us into the national championship. So like those runs that you get to experience as a college student are insanely fun if you get to experience it. We went down in the national championship. Me and my buddies we drove from Dallas to Miami. A lot of fun, but did not win the game. And man, those are moments that
hell of a run.
Yeah,
everybody should get to experience, dude.
I completely agree. I got 2 magical runs because we had the 2019 women's championship when I was there.
Yeah.
So they did like a bus trip out there. So I hopped on a 24-hour bus ride down to Tampa with like 50 other students. Got into the semifinal game. Watched that. Next day, went to Disney with everybody, and then we were back the next day for the national championship. It was phenomenal.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. So we drove out to Miami, and I remember, we got there like on a Monday or a Tuesday. The game was on a Thursday, and so we're out in Miami for those 3 or 4 days. And I remember all we're seeing is Sooner fans everywhere we go. We're like, oh my God, dude, this is a Sooner takeover. Like Sooner is taking over Florida. What's that?
I said, my goodness, you guys get there early.
Yeah, because then it didn't dawn on us. It didn't dawn on us until that when we showed up at the game, it's like, oh yeah, everybody that came from Oklahoma for this game turned it into a vacation, right?
When are we going to get there? Sooner.
Yeah. But these Florida fans, it's a 2.5-hour drive from their campus. They just showed up that day. Dude, it was like 75% Florida fan. Like when they came out and they they announced the teams or whatever, it was just like there were no OU fans at that game compared to the Florida fans. They had the biggest home field advantage ever. And I remember just coming in there thinking we were so I'm sure as a fan that's of a school that's in the Big 12, because I got tired of hearing this all the time when OU was in the Big 12. It was like, oh, the SEC people are always acting like they're such a bigger deal, right? Yeah. I understood it when I showed up to that game because it was.
They literally have nothing else better to do.
Yes, it's their entire life. It's their religion. It's their everything is about it. The game was at like 8 p.m. Eastern time. The kickoff was. We showed up at 11. Me and my friends did, thinking like, oh, we're gonna show these boys how to tailgate. Dude, there were thousands of Florida fans already there with like DJ booths set up, full on trucks, all kinds of things. We had this little like grill that we got from Walmart, the little black ones that you can like put on the ground. They had smokers. They had all like it's a different experience than it is.
It's different here.
Yeah, dude. It just means more.
It
bro.
means
I mean,
more.
I'm sorry.
That's what
for
they
us
say.
SEC guys, it just means more for us. Like I don't know. Like
Oh wow, that you switched up very quickly.
it's really been fun to like talk to like your former Big 12 friend, teams and like do that because some of them can't see through the sarcasm and that I'm actually like being like, just joking. They get really
Yeah,
upset.
Michael, I am pissed off right now at you.
You should be. You should be, man. But hey, Baylor hopefully will take over the Big 12 soon. They should.
That's
Unless
I think
TCU,
ideally the plan. What are you nuts? They get a little extra credit work for being on Landman, and all of a sudden, it's all we hear about. My fiance went to TCU, and I think she's within earshot. So I gotta be careful.
Gotta be very careful. My wife went to Texas Tech, so when I talk about them, I have to be very nice.
House divided.
Got to do what you got to do. Where were you in November of 2019? Did you happen to be in at a football game?
November of 2019, I believe I would have been. Yes.
Were you at the greatest comeback in OU football history?
Yeah, it was myself, Hot Wheels, Greg Abbott, Charlie Brewer. I think you guys may have turned his brain into hamburger meat after that, so thank you. I do remember that game quite vividly. I was, in fact, there, and I do still sometimes lose sleep at night over it.
I have a fun story about experiencing that game. Okay, so I was on the road to do a show in Tyler, Texas, and me and the other two comics were driving out there, and I was trying to listen to the game. Okay, and they kept talking during and I kept turning up the game to listen to it. And they kept talking louder, and I was like, no, I want to hear this. But then also, I don't know, obviously you might remember how that game started off. Y'all were just destroying us. And it was like touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. And I'm just getting more and more frustrated because one, they won't shut up. And then two, the game is not going well at all. Because if we lose that game, our season's done. I think y'all were undefeated going into that game, maybe. So we're driving out there.
We were indeed.
We get there, and the game is not going well at all. I'm trying to watch the game on my phone, but the cell reception at the quote unquote comedy club that we were at was not good enough, and they didn't have a TV. But I'm able to watch it on Gamecast. So I'm just like updating the Gamecast and reading about it, and I'm like, oh, they just got to stop. That's cool. Oh, they just scored a touchdown. Oh, and then like it's going on and on and on and on, and then we get the field goal to go up. Y'all get the ball back with I think like definitely enough time to go down and score and win the game, and
yeah, we had a similar thought. Yeah.
No updates are happening for minutes. And I can't, I'm refreshing it and nothing's happening. There's no timeout. There's nothing, no updates. And I'm about to go on the feature is finishing his set. And I'm like, I can't go on this stage if I don't know what happens. Sure. Right. That's like, I'm not going to be able to go do 45 minutes of material if I don't know what's happening in this game. And then like literally as they're doing like the announcements and about to announce me on stage, I refresh it. Final Nick Benito interception. Kneel down. Sooners win. So like the opener, he rode out with me in the car. He's seen me this last hour and a half just mad. Like I'm mad. We only sold like 6 tickets to the show. Not only did like that happen, the game's going terrible. I'm sitting there trying to get the best reception ever. So I'm like sitting in the lobby. I watch this guy and his girlfriend or wife or whatever try to walk in. I hear the door guy tell him that the tickets are $5. I guess he thought they were free. And he goes, $5? $5? I'm not paying $5 to see some no-name comedian. And I'm just
shut the fuck up.
Stool reading about OU losing this football game. And then this guy insults me, so I can't even do it. So they kick the field goal, they win. The opener, like dabs me up. Like, and we kind of like do like the the little man hug thing, and I like whisper in his ear. I'm like, OU came back and won. And he pulls away, he looks at me, he goes, what? I go, yeah. And then I just grab the mic, what's up, Tyler? And like it just changed the whole night. Because I don't know if I would have been able to do a show
Yeah.
being, that pissed off.
Just so emotionally low.
Dude, you must have like hit the stage just electric though. Like right after the comeback. Oh,
Absolutely. There's been a couple of times that have happened when sometimes I'll try to like purposely book shows around on Saturdays of like when OU games start, which is kind of not really the smartest decision for your career.
Sure.
But there have been times where I've been at places and there has been like a very important game and like maybe the TV's on in the background and I'm like, I don't want to go on stage. I just want to watch this game. Yep. And it's been the reverse where a couple years ago, OU had a really, really bad football season. It was their first year in the SEC. And I had tickets to the Alabama OU game in Norman. And we couldn't go for some reason. And I had a monthly show that I always did at this one spot. So I had like brought someone in to host the show, because it was the same night as the Bama game. And like the Friday before, I had to cancel. I couldn't go to the game. Damn. And so I ended up going and doing the show, and like all the friends like, I thought you weren't going to all the comics that were on the show was like, I thought you weren't coming. I thought you were, and I was like, where were we supposed to be? And I'm like looking at the TV, I'm like, I'm supposed to be at the biggest upset in college football that's happening right now. They're like, just be excited they're winning. And I was like, no, I should be with my friends right now.
Yeah. Kind of going in with a emotional tether elsewhere. You were a brave man. I won't even schedule apple picking on a Saturday in the fall.
No?
Sunday activity. Don't get me wrong.
Sunday
We still
activity,
go apple
dude?
picking.
No post on Sundays, dude. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is I don't schedule things for Saturdays in the fall, but we still go to things in Saturdays on the fall.
Yeah, the problem is that, it's like, what am I not going to do a show ever on a Saturday for 3 months? You got to do a show. The frustration with college football is that you don't know what time the game starts usually until 2 weeks before.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, and
so
then
that ruins everything.
They can really move it around, too.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's where the frustrations come.
Yeah, I remember. So for that Baylor Oklahoma game, it got moved. I think it was like a Saturday noon kickoff game on Fox. So they had all their camera crew set up, and we were originally supposed to be the noon slot, and then a couple of days before they changed us to the night game.
Yeah, because it became an ABC game.
Yeah.
The 11 a.m. noon, that big noon kickoff, that becoming the big game for the Big 12, because that's the contract.
Oh no,
with
it
Fox.
definitely would have been ESPN. It was a College Game Day game. It was
shit.
But that big noon kickoff thing is a big reason why Oklahoma left to go to the SEC, because we kept playing since we were like usually the premier game. Fox had dibs
in your eyes for sure
on that 12. What's that?
I said spoken like a true Sooner fan.
Yeah, I mean we won the league.
We were the premier game today.
Yeah, we won the league 14 out of the 27 years we were in it.
I said you're playing Prairie View A&M, sir.
Yep, and we're the big game because the 4,000 people that care about Baylor that could afford to get in there. They're not people aren't going to be watching that. But anyway, that was a big thing, was the fact that we kept getting these 11 a.m. kickoffs. And so they were like, we can't even get recruits to come to these games. They just played a high school football game the night before. They didn't get done, back home till midnight. They're not coming to a game at 11 a.m. That was a lot of the frustration. But, this isn't a college football podcast.
Oh, it certainly
it's a
could
Harry
be.
Potter podcast.
Yeah.
Harry Potter college football podcast.
Here's honestly what happened is that you told me that you liked Harry Potter and that y'all talk about it a lot, and I didn't want to look like an idiot. So I was like, you know what? When you said Baylor, I'm taking over this podcast, and I'm going to talk about something I know about, and we're going to talk Big 12 football.
Absolutely. We appreciate it.
I don't have too much personal experience to add here because I'm a fan of a low-level SEC school. I will say, University of South Carolina Gamecocks. We did surprisingly beat OU like 2 years ago by like 30 points.
By like a lot of points. Oh my gosh, dude.
I was moving back to Texas during that game. I was driving from like South Carolina to Fort Worth during that drive. And like the first 3 minutes, we scored 3 touchdowns. We had like 2 pick sixes and a fumble recovery or something.
I was in Austin that weekend. My wife and I were in Austin for that, for an Eminem concert. And it was like the Formula One race, and then afterwards they had the Eminem concert, and just trying to enjoy, a day out. And my phone is just going nuts because I'm in this like group, I'm in these two different group chats with OU fans, and it was just not everyone losing their minds. You're right. It literally 3 minutes into the game, it was 21-0.
Yeah, that was like the greatest game of my life, I think. We haven't done a lot.
Didn't y'all beat Clemson that year too? Like,
yes,
I think
and Tennessee. No, we beat Clemson that year, not Tennessee. One year we get excited when we beat teams that we play every single year.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do, man. Like, y'all,
it's just so embarrassing. We play Georgia every single year, and we have a T-shirt in the school store that's like, we actually beat them. Dude, we get a shot every year.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Do you have? And I think I know the answer to this. What's in your very awesome built-in shelves? What kind of stuff do you have back there?
Let's look. So I've got like a one shelf it's got some koozies on it. It's got the koozie from my special blended feathers. It's got a koozie that says "You Ain't My Real Stepdad" from John Brown, really funny comic.
Oh yeah,
in Dallas.
We love John Brown.
and then I got another one. That's my koozie from my first special called "I Like Your Jesus." A couple magazines. The Rangers winning the championship. Dirk is on there. Got a Rollertown Beer Works growler. That's where I used to do a monthly show at a brewery. Then up there's my kids' art. A lot of kids' art.
Nice.
There's a bunch of different stuff up there,
Man, the things you can put on a shelf.
I know.
Dude, guys, it's the possibilities are limitless.
Yeah, shit.
That's like that movie where that happens.
Oh, that movie where that guy's limitless?
Yeah, he takes that pill. It's basically what a life with shelves is like.
It's like the wand chooses the wizard, but it's like shelves chose you, Michael.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure that's a Harry Potter reference. I am smart enough to put 2 and 2 together.
I thought I pulled that off seamlessly, but I once again was wrong.
You got, pal.
Yeah. Well,
it's like
Mike. Oh, go ahead.
It's like you tried to sneak that one past him, and he was like, "You took something from my vault," and you said, "But what was it?" And he said, "Harry Potter."
What are we just? Yeah. Good.
That's funny.
Anyways, wait. Michael, how often do you think about Rome? Remember Griff? I completely forgot about it.
I remember that trend.
Right?
I think you're supposed to ask your lover that, not your podcast guest. But
we treat them the same, Michael. We treat them the same.
Not very much.
To us, our lovers are our podcast guests.
There you go. That's why y'all do such a good job taking care of them
We are
and making them
generous
feel
lovers.
right at home.
Yes. Generous hosts.
Now, you said you were supposed to ask our lovers this. Is there a follow-up line that I'm missing? Is it like a Tennessee? Is it a pickup line? Or is it just
No.
a general awareness question?
Do you not remember that trend? It was on like it was like
4 years
girlfriends
ago?
or husband or it's girlfriends or wives asking their husbands like, how often do you think about Rome? And apparently a lot of men think about Rome very often.
Do you also share that notion?
About Rome?
Yeah.
Nah. Do you? You think about it?
It comes up more than I'd like to admit.
Really?
We talked about Nero the Second for a while yesterday.
Shut up.
But here's the thing with Nero the Second, he doesn't exist. So that's kind of that's our baseline, or I guess that's a barometer for you. It comes up a bunch, but we're oftentimes wrong.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, if the question was, how often do you think about Harry Potter? I would respond to you, not my daughter, bitch.
All right. We'll take those under review. Griff, did you have any other questions?
How often do you think about Drake?
Drake?
Oh.
Like the musical artist.
I would say a couple times a month, probably.
Okay. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. I feel comfortable asking you this question solely based on the special that I watched and not having interacted with you at all previously. So in one of Drake's new songs, he says, and I quote here, that all of these Arab women treat him like the Prince of Persia. And I want to ask you, just how many women of Arab descent are there?
Oh.
I mean, we're talking in the millions.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're talking in the millions. I mean, Drake's a busy man.
Yeah. Matt, do you have a follow-up now?
I didn't. I thought that you were really going to go somewhere else with that question.
Yeah, I didn't know where we were going.
I didn't. We got there at the end. We got to an end. Maybe not the end that everybody wanted.
Yeah, I seem to have lost my place. Yeah, you really you ended up in the cupboard under the stairs or something. So if we're talking about Drake, we're talking about this album. We had the 3 albums that came out at the same time. I've only heard maybe 3 songs. I like it. I think he did something. I think he really put out some music.
I haven't listened to any of it yet.
So you're not a big Drake guy as far as, or are you?
I would not say I'm a big anybody guy right now, but I definitely like his music. Though I'll go through phases where I like it a lot. So maybe I need to put that on the. I just haven't been because it came out Friday night or Thursday night. I mean,
I think Thursday night. Yeah.
I don't think I've listened to a lot of music in the last couple of days. We had between.
Have you watched any Pixar movies between now and then?
No. What I did do is go to 4 basketball games and 5 or 6 volleyball games this weekend.
Oh my goodness gracious! You are a busy man.
That was what my weekend was. Lots of youth sports.
Nice.
It was end of the season tournament weekend, so
big time.
It was
of year.
A lot.
Yeah,
big time of year.
Did you bring home any hardware?
Oh, we went 0 for 9.
0 for 9 across 2 sports is it's impressive.
There's a lot of lessons learned this weekend.
Sure,
but
no L's.
Yeah,
just lessons.
So yeah, it was It was interesting. My daughter got asked to play in a basketball tournament with a team that she's never played with before.
Oh, wow.
On Wednesday, I think this all came about. And so, like, we went to a practice Wednesday night, practice Thursday night. They had games on Friday, Saturday, and today for basketball.
Wow.
That tournament, I mean, they were essentially playing the WNBA. I've never seen anything like this. I think I would have struggled to score points against these girls.
Damn it.
My goodness.
Very impressive to watch these 12-year-olds play basketball. I mean, they were knocking down threes. They were just step backing on people. They were crossing people
wow.
over. It was super impressive.
Now, I think the glue, or at least maybe the makeup of the glue on any team is comfortability with each other. Do you think the fact that you only had a couple of days it's hard to form a bond in that amount of time?
The rest of them had all played together. She was just like an add-on
Yep.
for the tournament.
But
But I
still.
don't think if they would have had 17 years to prepare compared to these girls, that it would have been there's just levels to it. It was like
Okay.
watching an SEC team versus a Big 12 team.
Okay.
It just
No,
meant
that's-
more.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Georgia
for
TCU,
sure.
you know.
Well, if the goal today, gentlemen, was to hurt my feelings, you have accomplished your mission.
All right, well, that was more of a, like an added bonus. At any point watching youth sports, do you ever be like, just let me play? I'll get a bucket.
There is a lot of frustration that goes on with it, and it's usually like never at necessarily the kids. It's usually at the coaches more than anything, especially in like today's day and age of youth sports where most of the coaches are paid. So it's not like where, especially in the part of town that I live in, it's so serious. So like most of these coaches are paid to be there, and if you don't play on a team where the coaches are paid to be there, you're going to get destroyed. Because I coached our teams up until about third grade, and we would compete fine, but anytime we'd go up against these like academies, essentially is what they were, you would just get ran out the gym. So you have to like put them on these teams in order to even not lose by, a ton of points.
They say you can't buy a bucket, but you can certainly buy a coach.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, man. I hope Jayson Tatum doesn't see this. He's going to put it on a T-shirt.
Oh, yeah. He's for
I
sure
think
going to
Shai
steal that from you.
Gilgeous-Alexander's cornier than him.
Oh, here we go.
Cornier, I don't think he's very fun to watch.
Sucks.
Whatchamacallit, like the teams that we played against this week, one of them was Jason Terry's team.
No
the other
way.
one,
Oh,
Holy shit.
the other one was
Wow.
Nick Van Exel's. Like it was like,
oh my.
and it's like, this is it. What world are we living in? Like, these guys.
My goodness. Yeah, that's I would imagine that's pretty daunting.
Yeah, you'll just see these like random people rolling in and out.
It's like 12-year-olds with D1 offers already.
Like not for this tournament, but one time we were practicing, and one of the guys from like Dude Perfect was over there coaching his kids. Like he was the coach of that team. It just is an interesting spot where you're like,
Right.
Yeah, you're like, leave his kid open. He can only make trick shots.
yeah. Unless he bounces it off of his head, I'm not really worried about it.
That's
When you guys played them, was there any like green suited men or guys with like were they
We didn't
helping-
play.
helping-
We didn't play that team ever. They were
Okay.
just practiced at the same time that we did. So like a court over, because like one of those big facilities where there's like 15 basketball courts. So
Sure.
they practiced at the same time. I was like, oh, dude. But we did when I was younger, because those guys are roughly my age. We did play them in co-ed softball. Like all those guys were on a team out here. on
The
a court.
Dude
And this
Perfect
is when,
guys?
yeah, and they weren't like hugely famous yet. They were famous, like YouTube stars, but they didn't have like the TV show and like where they're like
Sure.
multi-millionaires. Like people knew who they were at that point, but not like a ton of people. So we played them in like co-ed softball, and we beat them. So my team beat them, and one of my friends made this like Sports Center highlight catch in center field off of the guy that has the beard, like the main one. Right, like he hit this like rope. Yeah. He hit this rope into center field that my buddy just like tracked down, dove for it. It was an amazing catch, and this man was so mad. Oh my gosh, he was so mad. And afterwards, like like you go through like the line where you give like handshakes, like good games. He was punching our hands. Like he was just like like hitting it so hard. He was so frustrated, and I was like, yeah, that's what's up, dude. Perfect guy. But then he became a multi-millionaire, so I feel like he won in the end.
Yeah, there are going to be a lot of people in the local DFW area with a similar story that you have to the Dude Perfect guys, to Matt and myself. We were briefly in a community kickball league, and I can't imagine that there's not going to be people saying one day that they got to beat the ever-loving crap out of Matt and I in kickball.
Were y'all getting just tore up?
Tore up.
It wasn't a very competitive league, and we were not a very competitive team. We were pretty good though.
Yeah.
Had y'all ever played before, like in like a league?
Never in a league. It was all like lower
just for
tier
fun
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like you learn when you play like kickball or like flag football or even like slow pitch softball. Like you could be a really good athlete, but if you've never like there's like gamemanship to these weird ass games that you don't understand. Like that's how like my buddies and I, the year that we graduated college, we all moved back home, back to DFW. And we played in this flag football team, and like 3 of our guys on our team were college football players. And we got destroyed in flag football.
It's just
because
not
it's not the same game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just, and like it took us a while. I think like maybe like halfway through the season we started kind of getting our footing in. But like those first games, we went in there cocky, thinking like, we should run through these guys. Yep. No, it was an embarrassment.
I got really injured in a flag football game once.
Yeah? Back
in college, I was on a flag football team, and I separated my shoulder falling on the ground. It was really slippery. I don't know how common flag football injuries are. You got to know what you're doing out there.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Absolutely.
Do they make you sign like a waiver?
I'm sure you do.
Probably. It's those short, quick people. You just can't keep up with them.
Yeah, that's kind of what they say about the short quicks.
But what we ran into with the kickball though is like we'd be out in the field, and they would just kick it anywhere but us. And then we'd try to be like, oh, they're kicking it to right field for some reason. I'll go play right field, and then immediately start kicking it to left field. Or.
Yeah. They were spacing us out a little bit.
I think we had an 8-run lead going into the last inning in our last game on an 0-8 team, and we gave up 9 runs to lose.
Oh, man, that's heartbreaking. What a heartbreaking game right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
go ahead, Griff.
After you.
Oh, I was going to kind of change the subject, so if you got something on this, you could...
Yeah, no, go for it.
Oh, I was just going to ask about the DFW scene. Are you more in the Dallas area? Do you come down to, like, do Hyenas, Fort Worth, or like Big Laugh?
I've done Big Laugh a couple of times. I've done Hyenas, Fort Worth hundreds of times.
Okay.
So... Like I'll be at Hyenas Fort Worth in July, whatever. like the weekends, like the 15th or 16th, and it's one of those. But I'll be there for that full weekend in July.
Oh shit.
That's
And
pretty dope.
then, like I think Hyenas Fort Worth was the second. Dallas Hyenas was the first full weekend club I ever worked, and then Hyenas Fort Worth was the second weekend full weekend that I ever worked with Dustin Diamond, aka Screech, was the headliner that
Right.
weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'll do Fort Worth shows every now and then for sure.
Mhm.
I don't really see a difference between the two scenes, because to me it's just all one big scene. Because I'm out in Frisco, so it's not like I'm in either one of the cities per
so
se.
far
So everything
removed.
is a 30-minute drive for me.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
there is so much overlap. You do get to meet everybody basically. By the last year I was in Fort Worth, I wasn't doing a ton of Dallas, but when they still had that Hyenas open mic, and then some of the like DCC still has stuff though. It's fun.
Personally, I noticed a difference, and I gotta say, Fort Worth till I die, Brother Bear.
Yeah. What were the differences that you noticed?
I think it was mainly not necessarily a distinction between. Well, Dallas always seemed a little bit more cliquey, and I think that was just because I was on the outside, and like it was easier for us to build a community within Fort Worth because at the time we were just so close. It was just more exposure. For me, I
Gotcha.
think it was just coming back from the Dallas side at 1 o'clock in the morning and having to drive 45 minutes home. Some resentment built, and so I have now decided to take it out on Dallas personally.
Okay.
Is Dallas your SEC?
Man.
The SEC is also my SEC, but yeah.
Yeah, I could see that because I feel like in Dallas it just means more than it does in Fort Worth.
Oh fuck! I didn't mean to set myself.
I'm just joking. I don't have like I said, I don't live in either one of the cities. So to me, there's not like I just look at it like as a one scene, right? Because like I said, I have to go to both to do
For sure.
anything. So it doesn't. I don't see like a distinction between it. I couldn't even tell you the comics that live in Fort Worth compared to the ones that live in Dallas. I mean, maybe if I sat there and like really thought about it, I'd be, oh yeah, I think they live over there or they live there. Here, blah blah blah. How do y'all compare? You said you spent 4 years in the DFW scene. How do you compare that to the Austin scene?
Let's see. It feels like there's more mics on a daily basis here in the downtown especially too. So you basically Uber downtown and get like a handful in every night. So as far as just not having to drive as far to each mic, that would be a benefit of Austin, I would say. But Dallas had some of that too though, because with the deep Ella mics that they'd have, there's a handful you could do on like a Tuesday or a Thursday, I think. They're cool though. I like that like a lot of people come down almost weekly from DFW, so I still get to see people.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like both. Have you spent much time in Austin?
No, I did like a run back in maybe 3 summers ago, where I did like 3 or 4 shows on a Saturday, and that's essentially it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool. They've got Creek of the Cave is a good spot. Sunset Strip downtown. You haven't done Mothership yet?
No, I don't think it was open when I was out there.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's kind of next for you? I mean, you got the special that dropped. What's any big?
Yeah. So right now I'm just going everywhere to promote it. Jumping on y'all's podcast. I did one the other day. I've got 2 tomorrow that I'm doing, and I'm just getting on as much places as I can to like talk about the special. So people go watch it. And then
For
the
sure.
goal is just to eventually, like, get to the point to where I can sell tickets. I have
Okay.
the time. I, get the opportunity to headline on lots of shows throughout the year, or I'll feature or headline wherever. But the goal is to get to the point to where people are coming to see me, right? Like, to where I don't have to work so hard to sell tickets. Like, for the special, we sold the place out. It was a 200-seat theater, but I spent like 4 months trying to get people to come to that show. So I can do that once a year. I want to get to the
Sure.
point to where I can sell 100 tickets in some random location, because that's where you get to the point to where you start making money that actually is money, to where you don't have to all have another job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
'cause,
you
like,
want to be like a Pixar movie.
Yeah, absolutely. I want it to be the Pixar movie of comedy. I don't know what that means, but I know that it means something really good.
Yeah, I can see the vision. I see it working out for you. Not
Yeah.
everybody has that goal, and I think you've aimed very high, and I think it's very attainable for you.
Yeah, I just want to, just be Pixar good. That's it. Nothing too high.
I came in here today and I said, Matt, we're gonna have a beautiful time with him. Now, Matt wasn't so sure, so I hope you've swayed him in the right direction.
That's a complete lie. He does this every single time.
You say that we're gonna have
he's
a
gonna
terrible
make
time.
he's gonna make my brother-in-law think I hate him for no reason. Because he's always like, Matt, I know you never say this on camera, but off camera, you're always talking about Evan, and I just hope that you guys can eventually get along. And I'm like, this has never once actually happened.
On camera.
That's great.
I think that's an important distinction to make.
That's great.
Yeah. Yes. Well, anything else?
No.
We appreciate you coming on. This has been really
Yeah,
fun.
thanks for
I'm
having
glad
me on,
that that we got to talk to you today. Again, congratulations on the special. It was wonderful. I really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
it.
Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Thanks for taking time to actually watch the special. There's been a couple people that have had me on stuff where they're like, "Yeah, I haven't seen it." I'm like, "Why are we talking?" What?
Do you want me to like say it again?
You think I want to be here today?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, can you watch it before we talk?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, this has been Michael Oh fuck! I might pronounce your last name, Pasvar. Michael Pasvar. Welcome. Thank you for being on the Comedy Virgins. I don't know why I just got so nervous right there speaking your name.
We'll cut that. Do it again.
We'll cut. Michael. No, we'll keep it. We'll keep it. It was authentic, and I meant it. Thank you for being on the Comedy Virgins podcast.
Where can
best
they find
of luck moving forward. We'd love to have you on again.
Absolutely.
Stay in touch.
For sure. Great time, guys.
Where can they find you? And then anything you want to plug?
Yeah, at Michael Pasvar is my Instagram. You can find links to just about anything on that. For show dates, I'm kind of all over for the rest of the year. Most importantly, go watch the special Blended Feathers on the I'm a Fan of page YouTube channel. Go watch it. Share it with a friend. Share it with an enemy. Let's get those numbers up a little bit.
For sure.
Let's do this.
I'm gonna make a commitment to you today to watch it 9.5 more times.
Do that. And if you could, just like it. Like it and comment what you guys think about it in the comments. We could use some more comments on it. That gets that algorithm boosting it back up.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'll
sir.
leave 9.5 more comments. That's my promise to you, Michael.
Absolutely. I'll go check them out and I'll respond to them. Don't you worry.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, this has been another episode of the Comedy Virgins podcast. Slutty Muffins, have a beautiful rest of your day. Griff, you take it away.
Thank you, guys. Mwah.